What's up, everyone? In this video, we're going to be going over the crypto markets and the current market dip and some major news around this, with Russia and Ukraine causing a lot of extra fear in the markets right now. Not just the crypto markets, but also the stock markets, NFTs, and other things also. So I'm going to go over my thoughts on this and this major news, how much lower we can go, and where I see things recovering. So before we get started, I do appreciate if you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell to be notified for regular crypto videos. Alright everyone, a quick heads up, I just moved to a new house, which is why there has been an extra delay in videos, and I haven't covered the markets over the past few days with this current market dip. I'm going to cover everything in this video though and give you guys my thoughts on this and how much further down we can go when I see this recovering and everything as well. We're also very close to launching the upcoming Planet Zolo Voyager NFT set. If you guys want to learn more about that, there is links in the video description. I'm going to be dropping a big surprise for that later tonight on Twitter as well, so I do recommend checking that out. So the crypto markets aren't looking great right now after the recent market recovery, where Bitcoin did recover back to 45,000. We're once again under $40,000 Bitcoin. Past couple days did look a little bit worse. We are starting to get a slight recovery here. Bitcoin did touch around 36,500, but previously that actually did go lower. So I do think this is very close to the bottom if it isn't. Of course, this greatly depends on current events and major news. If World War III does break out, anything that causes extra fear in general is going to cause a lot of people to withdraw money out of the markets. That's not just the crypto markets, it's the stock market and everything else as well. So personally, I believe this fear is going to be short-lived. World War III is not going to break out, and we are going to continue back in a general uptrend with so many companies building for the metaverse, NFTs, and cryptocurrencies, creating their own coins and NFT sets, getting involved in the metaverse extremely heavily, and that's not going to stop. All of these companies are building for this, and crypto is a very important piece of this in my opinion. And I think current crypto global market cap under $2 trillion, that's every single cryptocurrency out there, every single coin that's on coin market cap, all 17,700 cryptocurrencies combined. Their current total market cap combined is just at $1.7 trillion. Comparing that to other things like gold, various companies market caps and stuff, this is extremely low, and it just shows how early we are to this at this current moment. There's so much room for growth in the crypto and NFT space still. So personally, I think we could go a little bit lower for the short term, but I do think in the long term, this is only going to be going up as these companies further develop and get their products rolling out in the metaverse. So something else causing a lot of fear in the markets right now is the upcoming Fed interest rate hikes, which should be happening in March. This was supposed to happen in February, but of course it got delayed. And at that time, it did cause a pretty good dip as well. So this will happen. It will have a short-term effect on the markets. I do believe we could be testing the low 30,000s because of this at some point in March. Historically, March hasn't been a great month for crypto as well. We did have that crazy stock market and crypto market dump that was due to the coronavirus that did happen in March of 2020. Probably the worst crash in crypto I've ever seen in my life. It was over 50% in 24 hours, and that was pretty much at the bottom of a bear market as well. When you get 50% crashes in a bull market, when you recently did a 10x, it's much more understandable, but when you're already at bottom prices like that, that can get really scary. Of course, that did end up being the best time to acquire cryptocurrency that entire year. Those that bought that night are up massive in just a year or two period of time. So while this may have an effect on the markets in the short term, when we do zoom out and look at the very long term, governments are not going to stop printing fiat currency, and inflation is not going to stop. Inflation will continue year after year, just like it has since the creation of the US dollar, and the purchasing power of the dollar will continue going down in the long term, meaning it will take more dollars to buy the same amount of cryptocurrency. One of the reasons why I am so bullish on cryptos, of course, you do have to buy the right ones as well. Supply and demand is very important here, and you do have to buy cryptos that are not just going to fade out and become purposeless as well. So I quickly want to go over the Bitcoin charts and give you guys an idea of where I see things headed in the short to midterm and my thoughts on this. So recently we did have a bottom here where Bitcoin did drop to 33,000 around January 22nd. Great recovery there, going back up to $45,000 Bitcoin in a short period of time. Huge jump there. Now having another recovery down to around $36,000, $37,000 Bitcoin. We're still on a general uptrend though, if you do zoom out. And if we do have some really bad news, I do think we're going to stay in this accumulation zone. And I do think it's very unlikely we do drop below $32,000, $33,000 Bitcoin. So if things do get bad and we do enter an extended bear market like we had previously here after the bull market of 2017, this was that bear market zone here. And that did last around 3 to 4 years after Bitcoin peaked at $20,000 end of 2017. So I really don't think we're ever going to have a very extended period of time like that again in the crypto space where things are just going sideways in general. But it is very possible we do enter a bear market at any point in time, depending on major events. And if we did, of course, it would be higher lows than that as well. So the lows for that was around $3,000 Bitcoin and in between $3,000 to $10,000 Bitcoin. I do think we would settle here entering another bear market in this zone around $15,000 to $35,000 Bitcoin. And I really don't think it would last as long as well, especially with so many companies building for the metaverse and their own cryptos and adopting crypto. And just with technology and everything advancing in general, so many people are building for crypto space, blockchain, and the metaverse. I really don't see an extended bear market happening. Of course, you always have to consider the possibilities. So personally, I do think we will continue on this general uptrend here on this yellow line, but anything can really happen. It is very important to look at both technical analysis and current events and major news. You can't just rely on one or the other. Both are very important, and if you do use both together, you can make much better decisions in the crypto space. So we did have an analyst state that the Bitcoin bottom is in as Bitcoin bounces back to $38,000. Personally, I think this can go lower, especially with the upcoming Fed interest rate hikes and depending what happens with Russia and Ukraine and anything else that does happen that does cause more fear in the markets can send this lower. But personally, anything between $30,000 and $38,000 Bitcoin, I am looking to pick up certain altcoins. And certain altcoins I am looking at are ones that are newer, that are in the gaming NFT metaverse space, that do have a bright future and do have huge teams that are working on this. I really think those type of projects do have a great future because regardless, if they do pick up a big user base, it doesn't matter where the crypto space is. It really depends on how big and how much their personal user base is growing. Like we're going to see with the sandbox, I think will jump into the top 10 in cryptocurrency market cap as it becomes a mainstream game and has millions of monthly active users. So we really have Russia and Ukraine in the mainstream news right now with the current market dip, and this does seem to be the main point of fear in the markets right now. So Bitcoin dips to 36,400 as Ukraine sends Russian ruble to near 6-year lows versus the dollar. On CNBC, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies fall on mounting Russia-Ukraine tensions. Analysts attribute the drop to escalating tensions over Russia and Ukraine crisis. CoinDesk here on Russian government introducing crypto bill to parliament over central bank objections. And then we do have CNN and pretty much every major site here. Bitcoin plunges below $37,000. Tensions between Russia and Ukraine climb. CBS News, cryptocurrency prices plunge as Ukraine crisis intensifies. So this is everywhere right now, and it is causing fear in the markets. This much mass media spreading fear like this, of course, is going to cause people to sell, pull out, and take some of their profits, especially those that are still in profits that were investing in 2020 and early 2021. So Bitcoin tumbles amid Ukraine fears. The safe haven narrative has fallen apart. And then another article here on Bloomberg. Ethereum founder Buterin says crypto welcomes another winter. Cooling prices seen helping more sustainable projects. Buterin has shifted his focus to scaling Ethereum network. So it's always possible we do enter another bear market at some point, but like I said, I don't think it's going to be an extended bear market like previously if it does happen. And personally, I do think things are still looking good right now unless something really bad does happen, like World War III actually breaking out. And depending on how things play out with that, that's the only scenario right now where I do see cryptocurrency entering another extended winter bear market. Of course, there can be things with government regulations and tax laws as well, but everything in the US isn't looking too bad with that right now. It is going to take time for all of that to roll out, and people are fighting this. And in the long term, I do think cryptocurrencies are here to stay, with fiat currency continuing to be printed and inflation rates always going up, and the purchasing power of the dollar always going down. I definitely see cryptocurrencies as a very safe long-term haven, at least for top cryptocurrencies that you know will be around for the long term. The smaller the market cap it gets, the higher risk it gets as well, but also the higher return on investment opportunity. I've gotten my highest return on investments in the smallest market cap projects. Of course, you can invest in cryptos that just go down to zero or disappear, or just have false promises that they just can't deliver on. So you do have to be very careful with that. Always do your proper research. Don't believe any YouTuber or anyone on Twitter or social media or anyone without doing your own research. It's very important you understand what you're buying into and that you personally believe in it as well. So that's it for this crypto market update. I hope you guys found it useful. Like I said, I am dropping something big for the upcoming NFT set later tonight over on Twitter. So I do recommend following me there. I do recommend following the JRNY Club Twitter as well if you guys do want to stay updated with that. And there will be links to the OpenSea page where you can become a member and get a JRNY NFT if you are interested in that in the video description. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys found it useful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.